Hello, I'm Vaishali Kohli and you're watching NewsX. Now, the semi-final clash between India and Australia during the ICC Women's World Cup and Navi Mumbai witnessed women in blue ending Australia's 15-match win streak in the tournament for the first time. A target in excess of 300 runs was knocked off in an ICC ODI World Cup knockout match across both men's and women's tournaments. Jemimah, Rodrigues and skipper Harmanpreet Kaur registered their names in history with India's highest partnership for any wicket in a Women's World Cup knockout match of 167 runs, helping India chase down a massive target of 339 runs, the highest ever run chase in history of women's ODIs. This match resulted in 679 runs made, 338 by Australia, 341 by India, the highest match aggregate in a Women's World Cup match. Following India's win, BCCI Secretary Devajit Saikia hailed the team's never say die attitude and said that they are empowered in a true sense. Let's now take a look at India versus Australia women head-to-head statistics before the semi-final ASD well as opener Smriti Mandhana's statistics. All right. So let's look at that, viewers. Now, India versus Australia, we're looking at the statistics of the ODI cricket match. Now, matches played, viewers, was 60 and Australia won 49, India won 11. So we're giving you an overview of the statistics of the match. Can we have the next slide, please? All right, so key insights. Now, Australia has won 8 of 10 World Cup encounters. And the highest team total for India was 350 by 6, and for highest team total for Australia was 338 by 5. And so we're giving you a complete look at the statistics. These are the key insights. Can we have the next slide? The top wicket takers were Jhulan Goswami with 40 plus and Elise Perry with 50 plus. So a very, very interesting match there. And the last 5 ODIs, India won 1 and Australia won 4. So very interesting there, viewers, and we're giving you a look at the statistics. And Smriti Mandhana has scored 3 centuries and 2 half centuries in her last 5 ODIs versus Australia and has 996 career runs against them. So that is Smriti Mandhana for you and what she scored. Now, Smriti Mandhana against Australia and ODI is at home, of course. Now, you have the innings at 9, the runs at 574, the average at 63.77, and of course, 5 overs at 4. And of course, we have the rest of the figures there. So as you can see, viewers, now Smriti Mandhana against Australia at the ODIs at home. These are the figures that we've got for you. Smriti Mandhana in ODIs against Australia, the innings are 20, the runs are 996, average 49.8, the SR is 108.2, and 5 overs at 6. And then, of course, we have hundreds at 4, 125, 137, and 70. So that's an overview for Smriti Mandhana. All right, viewers, so we've given you a complete overview of the profile and the overview of the match. And I have Sunil Karla, cricket scholar, joining me. Sunil, your opening comments.
Absolutely, it is one of the most amazing victory. I've followed the 2005 World Cup where India lost the finals against the same team, Australia. It was a heartbreaking loss in Cape Town 2005, then it was 2009, then it was 2017 when I raised my hand and I said India is going to reach the finals because Indians had 5 of the best attacks in the world, whether it was batting, bowling, wicket keeping, all put together. But last time what we saw was an absolute amazing thing. It is a stuff that is only written by the heroes, and I'm still trying to fathom that did India actually win? Did Jemimah Rodrigues actually play that innings? Because I remember speaking to her in the previous World Cup in South Africa, and it was like a press day where we asked her. In fact, I was very particular in asking her what gets her back into the grit and to the grind, because she wasn't scoring much. She was always known to be scoring those 30, 40 runs. She was the Ajay Jadeja kind of a batsman. She would save 20 runs, score 30 runs, and that was the end of it. But here, when we look at it, it is one of the rare stories of a player who's done some of the most amazing innings of her lifetime. In fact, players like Mithali, Anjum Chopra, Julian Goswami only dream of creating a story like that, and what a comeback story for Jemimah Rodrigues and India. Yes.
All right, Sunil. Now, what do you have to say about skipper Harmanpreet Kaur?
Well, all I can say about Harmanpreet Kaur is that I remember watching her as a teenager in 2009 World Cup. Her first match was against the Aussies. I was against the Pakistan, and she took 3 wickets and scored some runs. And I remember asking her, "How does it feel?" She says, "Goosebump time." And in fact, from 2009 to 2025, the goosebumps still continue. Remember, she's uh, she's 36, and she's seen so many losses in her life, and uh, professionally, if you look at the setbacks that she's got, personally also, after achieving so much, she's got her checkered problems with her bat, with her career, everything put together. But once in a while, she comes out with an inning, which is an absolute shocker. But when you look at her, the way she's managed to put her resources, everything. In fact, uh, she was guilty in the first 2, 3 matches of completely detaching herself from the team, getting angry on the players, on the losses. And now we know what it means and what it meant for her, actually. Yes.
Sunil, now Deepti Sharma and Richa Ghosh have also skipped in with handy contributions as India overhauled the target with 9 balls to spare. What do you have to say about that?
Well, very interesting point you've made. Now, Deepti Sharma is that kind of a player who will once in a tournament, just once in a tournament, she'll come out with that winning streak, winning contribution, and get back into the game, and that's when she will continue with her next 1 year of succession planning in that. But last time, what she did was her role was pretty good. Um, she's ideally little too heavy on her weight sides. Having seen her as a teenager from there to now, she's little slow, and that was the reason why she got run out. Because Jemimah Rodrigues, again, I have to come back to Jemimah, is is very quick between the wickets. So when I asked her in South Africa what makes her come back, she said her her hunger to play at the domestic level. And when I say domestic, it is the Kanga League against the boys. And boys can be little snarky. They can be little cutthroat when it comes to girls facing them with the cricket bat and hitting them out of the park. They can come out with a nasty bouncer or something. So she was very clear that with her father in tow, she said she's going to play all the Kanga League matches wherever possible and face the boys. Coming back, Deepti Sharma is no less. Deepti Sharma is a very gritty cricketer. She can mankad a player. She can run out a player while bowling. She can, I mean, she's a very utility player, but she does that once in every year. And I'm glad that's what she did yesterday or last night was the best contribution. Coming back to Ghosh, uh, Richa Ghosh is one of the most explosive. She's she's in the mold of Rishabh Pant, if you were to put it this way. She hits the ball hard, and when she came onto the scene, she was completely different as a player, and she was very subdued. Just thing, but the seniors allowed her to go out and express herself at the bat, and she did it with the great trajectory. Her shots not only pierce the field between the fielders, but most of the times they're high up in the air and they just toss out of the ropes, and that's very rarely you see in women's cricket. And she hits boundary no matter which part of the world, which part of the stadium it is. She hits it and she hits it with great aplomb. Last night, she got a chance. Again, she was, one of the differences. If you see in a close match finish, these factors are very important. Yes.
Sunil, it was also a tough day for the bowlers as only young spinner Sri Charani managed to contain the flow of runs. What do you want to say for that?
Lovely. It's a good question you asked. India, if you look at the overall campaign of India, I would look at a tale of two cities, which is predominantly in, the spin attack. They've taken around 41 wickets with the spinners and around 15 odd wickets uh, with the pacers. And when you have a downside on that, you will get Deepti Sharma's, you will get uh, Sri Charani, who's fairly new into the squad. You didn't have the other seniors, leg spinners. You had Sneha Rana doing a good thing. Rawal doing a little the good contribution earlier on in the campaign. But I think the story of the day is spinners taking in large part of your of the wickets that they have, because it's very easy, and they've got this trick since 2005. They score the runs, or they and when they come into chase, and when they come into bat, they go in after the fast bowlers, and it's a very contrasting style that they managed to put together. Is when they're bowling, they toss up the ball. So what happens is the batter on the other side has to work hard to hit the ball, and invariably after the 30-40 runs that they score, their energy comes down. And this is what has happened with the Australia. Of course, they managed to score over 300 runs, but the wickets that they lost to the spinners is a testimony of that they score the runs and lose the wicket in the ball. Yes.
Sunil, I want to ask you about Phoebe Litchfield's. 119 off 93 balls was the cornerstone of Australia's massive total of 338 all out in 49.5 overs in the second semi-final. Your comments on that?
Well, what does one have to say? This is one of the most amazing knock of the tournament. In fact, I mean, it's unfair. It's very unfair for you to lose a match after scoring the score that you have and scoring in the speed that you have. And I feel it's one of those heartbreaking losses that Phoebe would have to encounter. But this is life, You score such a beautiful. I mean, you mentioned Deepti Sharma and Richa Ghosh. They didn't score big. I mean, around 15 runs, 20 runs, and yet they make a winning contribution. And that's what batting is all about in today's context. You score the runs, and the runs become very important. But if you don't end up in a winning cause, then those runs are very, not worthy. And I think Phoebe, this was the best knock before Jemimah got into the field and took the Aussie attack to the cleaners. And what a amazing! I'm sorry, I'm coming back to Jemimah Rodrigues again and again, because I've seen the growth of this girl from a 19-year-old domestic player to what she's achieved in the last 8 years. Isn't amazing? Her story, her grit, her determination, her faith on God, her father's parents, unflinching, uh, whatever you call it. I mean, they back the kid right through, and I think Phoebe Litchfield will come back with this campaign as a grown up star, rather than uh, just someone saying that, oh, I wish I could have been a part of the winning spree.